good. There will not be a mishap today. For that one. Let's go, Robert. You ready? 4 more minutes? Or 6 more minutes? Actually, I can go live whenever. I'll just, I don't know. See, like, I guess you can't hear right now, but like it's completely down. It's like if something isn't loud enough. I have the level on though really high, so like we might have to lower it at halftime or like end of quarter or something, because if it starts picking up coaches screaming, dude, it wouldn't be a good deal. Because they definitely caught. Do you want to get 12 minutes or 10 minutes to talk? 10? Okay. Some other update and Jersey update. Like, talk about the game notes? I don't know. I'm just, some way you could say is like, Hayside really needs to be physical today. You see the old line and you could list like some of the guys' weights, like some. Yeah. What? Yeah. Okay. You know whatever you want. They're really big up front. Well, no, I didn't put on there. But you gotta. They have to. His guy has to be physical. They gotta. They're gonna run it down our throats if we don't. So. They will literally run, and run somewhere. That's how they work. I'm going to have that muted when we first start. Or should I go like light?
You can barely hear it.
Yeah, no. You're going to want to watch the hype video, dude. It's pretty dope, okay. I think for the national anthem, we'll probably just do like...
Turn the mic up.
Oh, yeah, I'll have that thing all the way up.
There's not a single boy in the student section right now.
Boy?
Yeah, I mean, up top, not freshman. Jason Nate.
Jason Nader here?
Not yet. Oh, wait, someone's got up the total.
I'm going to start it at 11.
Girls.
Yeah. I'm going to start at 12, actually, Robert, so get ready. Mainly because I just want to...
I still don't know if I could do 12 minutes of filler information.
No, it doesn't have to be. We can, like, pause it. If I just mute all of our mics, then it's just like a commercial break, basically.
Yeah.
I'm going to mute this completely. All right.
How many people are on?
4 waiting. I'm standing for this. Just for this part. You ready, Robert?
I think so, bro.
Okay. Start it. Good evening from Lewis Field. This is Garrett Wellbrock, and the Hayes High Indians look to stay undefeated tonight as they face against the Garden City Buffaloes. Tonight is a very big game, as this will be the biggest test this season for the Indians so far. The Buffaloes come into this game 2-1 and had a big blowout win a week ago versus Wichita West. The Indians a week ago went on the road to Liberal and beat the Redskins 58-14 and once again rushed for over 300 yards as a team. Garden City is led by head coach Brian Hill in his 12th year, and he has changed up a lot from last year's meeting to this year as they run a whole new offense, as we'll get into that in a little bit. The Buffalo big playmakers on offense, they come from two juniors, quarterback Caleb Weezy and running back Colin Kleestruber. Obviously, by now you're aware of the two big offensive playmakers for Hayes, the leading rushers Jaron Kanik and Roy Maroney, who are both top 3 rushers in the WAC. Well, we've got a very anticipated matchup tonight between two of the top teams in the Western Athletic Conference. I am joined tonight with Blake Buckles. And Blake, what do you believe are some ways that Hayes can remain undefeated tonight?
Some ways that I can believe Hayes High can stay undefeated tonight is running the ball well. You got to run the ball outside the tackles tonight, as Garden City has a great D-line. And I'm also looking for a good passing attack tonight. Get all the wide receivers involved, Groen, Kiefer, and Dale. Look for them to have a big night tonight as well. As Garrett said, this is one of the toughest matchups of the season so far for Hayes.
Yes, Hayes High has played 3 games and have won all of them by a blowout, you could possibly say. One thing that I would say in this game, Hayes needs to be a little bit creative offensively, obviously defensively as well. And the biggest thing for them is being physical up front. As you said, great D-line and great O-line. They are very big up front. Last year's meeting, Hayes won 28-7. In the Tony Crow era, Hayes is 1-2 against Garden City, and they are 3-7 in their last 10 against Garden City. The last win Hayes has had versus the Buffaloes here at Lewis Field was back in 2009, and that was Brian Hill's first year, and he's in his 12th season now as Garden City head coach. So it's been a while since Hayes has won here in Garden City. Like Blake said, going to need to get the passing game. Carson Kiefer is the guy that jumps out to me. I don't know if he jumps out to you. Only 1 target last week, no receptions, only 3 receptions on the whole year.
Yeah, hopefully look for him to get involved tonight. Look for everyone to get involved tonight. Get Malik Baugh in the game as well. Just keep rotating, getting some guys some experience, and just keep that Indian offense rolling. Yeah,
we'll see what they do. They ran for over 300 yards a week ago, 494 total yards of offense at Liberal. They didn't throw as well as they usually do. Only 77 yards passing, but 112, or 77 from Jaron, 112 in general, as Kyrie's Groen had a few passes late in the game as well. We'll see what they do. They were warming up Jaron and Jordan Dale today in warm-ups, so we'll see what they go with. Obviously, Kanik, as we know as of now, will be the starter. We'll see what they do. And looking forward to a really nice ball game tonight. It's a beautiful night here at Lewis Field, and expect a very physical and good game. As we said earlier, we get into the Garden City side of things. Well, they're a veteran team. They're really big up front, and they run the triple option to perfection. So they don't pass a lot. They will run it down your throat. They average 4 passes per game. Caleb Weezy, the starting quarterback, as we mentioned earlier, 7 of 14 on the entire season. He has only thrown 112 yards passing and 10 yards last week. So they do not pass a lot. They like to keep the ball on the ground, and they run that triple option set with a tailback, a left wing, and a right wing, and 2 receivers. So a very different type of offense, and it's the first year that they've done this with Brian Hill at head coach. For his first 11 years, it was a pretty normal shotgun offense, and this year they've changed it. We'll talk about Garden a little more. Blowout win last week versus Wichita West, 49-0. They forced 4 turnovers, so this defense is very veteran, and they are very big up front. They can do a lot of damage. 4 of the turnovers, 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions last week. 2 interceptions. Kleestruber, the tailback, he will be the starter tonight. He has 2 fumbles on the season as well. They were both in last week. In this season series, home team has not won since 2018 when Garden City beat Hayes High 35-28, the first year of Tony Crow. This is a first WAC matchup for Garden City.
And we'll see what they get tonight in a very physical Hayes team. Looked very good, really, so far this whole season. And basically, should be a fun one is what we're saying. So, Hayes High looks to get their first win versus Garden City in Hayes since 2009 and moved to 4-0 on the season. We'll have the coin toss and kickoff next. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tribe Broadcasting. Welcome back to Lewis Field, as it is a beautiful night for football here in Hayes, as the Indians won the toss and looks like they deferred to the second half. We did not exactly see the referee, did not necessarily give a signal on that one. Temperature 72 degrees out. It is a beautiful night to play some football. The wind 12 miles per hour blowing out the northeast. And Hayes lost the toss, and Garden City will kick it off. So Canick and Dale are back to receive this opening kickoff. Should be a fun one tonight, as we mentioned in the pregame, as Garden City wearing the white jerseys with the white pants, brown numbers with the buffalo on the right side of the helmet and the number on the left side. And the Indians with the maroon jerseys, yellow numbers with the white helmet and the spear on the right side and the number on the left side. All teed up at the 40-yard line is Isaac Rivera. He has no touchbacks yet on the season. And he's got it all teed up at the 40. And we are underway. It is a high, short end-over-end kick, and it will bounce out of bounds. So an early penalty to open up the game as Isaac Rivera kicks it out of bounds, and that will give us a look at his Hayes High offense. Last week, 494 yards of total offense, 382 rushing yards, 112 passing yards, and 58 points scored. And the quarterback, Jaron Canick, he rushed last week, 6 carries, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. Went 4 of 6, 77 yards with a touchdown and interception. Got intercepted by the defensive end. So it is a penalty out of bounds by Garden City to open up the ball game, and they're going to go shotgun set. As you can see how big and physical up front Garden City looks. Shotgun set. Canick, he's going to hit off Maroney. Running to the left, he's got some blockers, and he's going to fight his way up for about 2 or 3 yards to the 38, running to the left side.
Not great blocking on that left side from the first play from the left side of the line. Hopefully they can get a bigger break.
Second down and 7 after a gain of 3 by Roy Maroney. 3 receivers over here to the near side, none over to the left. Salmon's the tight end. It's going to be a keeper by Canick. He runs over a man at the 40 and drags defenders up to the 44-yard line. It is a gain of 6.
Great run by Canick there, just short of the 3rd and 1.
It was Joel Bellows on the tackle. So Jaron's first carry of the ball game goes for 6, and it's the first 3rd down of the game. 3rd down and about inches here, less than a yard away. They're going to switch over. Maroney gets the direct snap, running to the left. He's going to get stuffed, breaks a tackle, and he's going to get the first down across the 45 and down to the 46. Gains 2 yards.
Interesting play there. Jaron Canick was in the gun formation, and they both shifted over, and Roy Maroney caught the snap and ran it to the left side for the first down.
Actually, you're going to give him 3 up to the 42 or 47. That play looked pretty stuffed up, and he just was able to bounce out, make a play. There's Canick in the shotgun. It's going to be a give to Maroney up the middle, and he's going to fight his way to get to right around midfield and gain 3 yards on the handoff right up the middle.
There's nothing there on these runs right now. That Garden D line looks very big and very strong.
Yeah, very physical up front. You talk about Saul Perez, the 270-pound senior at nose guard. Defensive tackle, Terrell Elliott, 305-pound senior. And there's even more to that. There's going to be a keeper by Canick up the middle running, and he is dragged down at around the 46-yard line.
Another good run there by Canick.
Be a gain of 4. 3rd down and 3 from the 46-yard line. Second, 3rd down of the drive. Shotgun set, 2 receivers, bunch up to the right, 2 to the left. Kanik. He's going to throw a screen pass. It's tipped and nearly intercepted. It was tipped by Xavier Soriano, the 260-pound senior defensive end, and Kanik's first pass is incomplete. And a near interception. It's going to be a fourth down.
Yeah, good play by Xavier there. It looks like the Indians are actually going to go for this one. I think it's 4th and 3.
Ryan Hyman on the far side getting his shoulder pad readjusted as it looked like he came off. Surprising, Carson Kiefer has not punted in 2 weeks, so maybe that had something to do with it. You're at the 46-yard line. I'll be on 4th down and 3. 2 receivers, right, 1 to the left. Kanik, he's going to give it right to the middle to Maroney. He's going to try and fight for it, and I don't think he got it. He is close to give right up the middle to Maroney. You can see the Garden City coaches not thinking he had it.
Just short.
And now they're going to give it to him. Wow. To the 43, he gained 3 yards. It was very close. And even like Blake just said, it did not look from the spot that he had it. But the Indians get their first 4th down conversion. They went 1 of 1 last week, 2 of 4 on the season, now 3 of 5.
Great strong run there by Maroney. Broke a tackle just at the line of scrimmage to pick up the first down.
First down and 10 now. It's going to be Kanik on a keeper on the read option. He goes up the middle. He doesn't gain much. You see the Garden City defenders trying to strip at it. He gains about 2 yards to the 41.
Hayes High needs to open up their playbook a little bit and give it to their wide receivers to help open up the inside there, to open up the run.
You can definitely tell they tried to screen pass to Dale on that 3rd down, but it didn't work. So here comes 2nd down and 8 from the 41-yard line. Ball in the left hash. 2 receivers over here to the right, 1 to the left. Roney to the right of Kanik. Kanik, play action pass, looking, throws it right for Kiefer, and he overshoots him. It'll be incomplete. Good deal they're looking for Kiefer, though. He was open, just shot it a little bit too far behind him and high.
Yeah, a little behind him on that little corner route. Kyrese Groen was actually opened up down the sideline as well. 2 options there for Kanik, and he just barely missed Kiefer.
Yeah, and you can tell, obviously, the inexperience at quarterback his first year there. He hasn't looked bad, though, so far. Obviously, his pass has been short. 17 of 31, 344 yards on the whole season. 2 receivers here to the right, 1 to the left. It's going to be another play action. Kanik rolling out, trying to avoid the sack. He does. He's going to scramble, and he's going to get sacked in the backfield. It is Joel Bellows, along with help from Micah Perez, the 2 seniors on this defensive side.
Great defensive play there for the Garden City defenders to stay home and not leave Kanik open for the run. I think it's 4th and 7. I think the Indians are going to go for this one, too.
Another 4th down attempt here. They lose a yard on that run. Excuse me. They don't know. Kanik's going to pooch punt it. There was nobody back. It'll take a bounce at the 10, at the 5. Jordan Dale will down it at the 1. And a great punt by Jaron Kanik. It's a 40-yard punt on his first career punt. So how about that from Jaron Kanik? They try a pooch punt, and it is a money. It's going to be a 39-yard punt.
Great catch by Dale there right at the 1.
Yeah, keeping his feet in.
The end zone.
So now that is, they're going to actually mark him at the 2, is where they say Jordan Dale first grabbed it. Is it the 2 or the 3? You're still looking over.
I think it's the 3.
Yeah, it appears to be the 3-yard line. So first Garden City possession under center in that wishbone set. It's going to be a keeper. Ball might have came loose. It's up the middle to Colin Kleestruber.
There's nothing there for Colin on that one. That stingy D-line.
Yeah, he doesn't gain any. Kevin Nutting was in on the tackle. So starting in rough field position, as they're going to actually mark that with a 37-yard punt from Kanik because of the downing at the 3-yard line. Wishbone set. They have no receivers out there right now, even though they're listed as receivers. I said a man in motion. It's going to be Weezy up the middle, running right, and he's going to fight his way to around, see where they mark him, around the 7 and 8. They're going to put him at the 8. So he gains 5 on his first carry of the game, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5.
This is an interesting attempt for the Hayside defense here. They're not used to this type of wishbone type of formation, triple option. So it'll be interesting to see how they combat this offense.
And this offense doesn't really even do much. I mean, they scored 49 last week, and they only had 288 total yards. I mean, that is not many to score 49. Wishbone set here. It is going to be a toss play to the right to Kleestruber, and he's going to get stood up. He gets across the 10. He might have enough for a first.
I think he's just short. Oh, they're moving him.
They're going to give him the first down up to about the 14-yard line. So he got 6 on the carry. It's called Kleestruber, not Kleestruber. So just found that one out. So it'll bring up a first down and 10 all the way up to about the 14-yard line. Talk about how physical this offensive line is, too. 250-pound, 275-pound, 220, 275, and 260 for Garden City up front. Wishbone set again. Here's Wheezy. He's going to hand it off up the middle to Kleestruber, and he fights his way again for about 4 up to the 17.
This Garden City offense is finding holes inside that D line of Hayes High and scored for 4 or 5 yards an attempt.
And they will take it. They're only averaging about 5 yards a play right now. So ball is at the 17 is where they mark it. It was a gain of 4 for Kleestruber. And now they're going to have one receiver over here to the left. It is going to be a toss play late to Kleestruber, running right. He's across the 20, and there he is hit at around the 24. It'll be a first down.
Ian Ballman on that play got all the way in the backfield and slammed Weiss to the ground right before he got off that edge.
And that's part of that triple option is you can get the quarterback, but then they can pitch it. And that's how it works right there. All the way up to the 25, it's a gain of 7 to Kleestruber.
Already 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter.
They eat up time. It's what you see. It's what you see from schools in college. They run this offense too. Some of the naval academies or the military academies. It is going to be a handoff with the middle. Kleestruber. He's got running room and he stumbles. And he falls down at the 40-yard line. There was nobody there to tackle him. It was one of the Wishbone triple option plays. He gained 16 up to the 41. And there was nobody left to make a tackle right there.
Hayes High is lucky he stumbled because he was going to go all the way. There was no one in sight of tackling Kleestruber on that play.
You could see Wyatt Crane, one of the safeties, as well as Evan Lynn. They bid on the pitch play, and it went right up the middle to Kleestruber all the way to the 41. A very time-eating drive so far. Already 7 on the play clock. Wheezy. It's going to be a toss to Kleestruber, running left, trying to get out of Grayson Walburn, and he's going to run into a few Indians at around the 44. It'll be a gain of 3.
Great tackle by Gavin Myers there. He came all the way from the left side of the field to come and make the play.
Grayson Walburn was in the backfield, but he just could not get there in time as Kleestruber ran away from him. Colin Kleestruber, 5'10", 170-pound junior, 49 carries, 274 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 fumbles so far on the year. Now they're going to have a receiver line to the right, Cooper Ramsey, one to the left, Caleb Metzen. They're going to send a man in motion. It's going to be a toss play to the right. It is number 9, Emmanuel Shrita. He gets a block. He's across the 45 to the 40, and then he is dragged out, and now a flag is back.
I think Caleb Weesey just may have got tossed. Ian Ballman tackled him in the backfield. Caleb Weesey picked him up and tackled Ian Ballman right back, and the head referee threw his hat.
And we'll see what the call is. It was the white hat. He threw his hat, as you said. Emmanuel Sharite had a great run all the way down to the 34 in Hayes High territory as the referees talk about it.
I've never seen anything like that before from a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he threw down Iden Ballman. And Weezy isn't a small guy, 6'4", 190 pounds, but, I mean, Iden he got in the backfield and hit him up. And you can do that in a triple option type offense. We'll see, there's 2 flags. One could be on Ida and the other could be on Caleb, and that would be obviously offsetting.
Completely uncalled for from Weesey right there. I think that his emotions got the best of him. Garden City fans look a little upset.
Yeah, you can almost hear him here. There's a 22-yard gain.
Offsetting penalties.
It'll be offsetting.
Tony Crow seems to be upset with that call.
Yeah, you can almost see him. He's already all the way up to the numbers on the far sideline, trying to get an explanation. So the play just resets. It'll be 2nd down and 7 from the 44.
That was a crazy play there. I never saw that coming.
Yeah, it was just so random because you got the play going on the far sideline and nowhere close, and then the 2, Ballman and Weezy in the backfield just wrestling out there and getting the penalties. So that 22-yard gain is for nothing from Garden City. And now at the 44 is where they will have it in Hayes High territory. So 3:54 to go in this first quarter. Garden City on their first drive of the game. 1 receiver to the right, 1 to the left. Wishbone set here. Kleistruber in the backfield. It is going to be a give to Kleistruber up the middle. He's fighting his way, and he is moving it all the way up to the 49-yard line. A hard-nosed run for 5 yards.
Kleistruber seems to keep finding the gaps in that Hayes High defense and still squirting for 4 or 5 yard games. I think it's 3rd and 1 right now.
Pushing the pile, too. 1 receiver that we don't see out there, Jerry Artiega, not out there. It is actually Ethan Allen, I believe, on the far side. Excuse me, it is Ryan Milosov. They send him in motion. It's going to be a give to Kleistruber up the middle. He's going to break a tackle. He's running. He's at the 40, and he's dragged down. It is a touchdown-saving tackle by Ty Adams. And they're down inside Indian territory to the 36. It is a gain of 15.
Remy Stoll came in on that play at the very end, too, to help finish off Kleistruber from breaking away from the touchdown.
All the way down to the 36-yard line now goes Garden City. A huge break right there. As Caleb Weezy now in that wishbone set again, they have no receivers up. Bunched up completely. They send a man in motion as Polosov. And up the middle to Kleistruber, and he's going to get stuffed down by the Division I linebacker, Gavin Myers.
Just a 2-yard gain on that play for Kleistruber. Good defense from the Indians right there.
Looks like they might give a 3, actually. The 33. So Kleistruber now 9 rushes for 59 yards, but that's what they do. They don't run a lot of plays. They don't get a lot of yards, but they will eat up time, and they will run the ball and play good defense, and that's kind of what Garden City lives by. That's how they want to beat the Indians today, leaving Jaron Kanek and that offense off the field as much as they can. Wishbone set here. They set a man, Sharite in motion. It's going to be a toss to him, running to the right. He's got some blockers. He's the 30. Gets a block at the 25, 20, and he's dragged down inside of the 17-yard line. Remy Stoll on the tackle. And it is a gain of 15 again. Excuse me, 16 this time.
Great play by Weesey there. Faked the pitch and tossed it out to Emmanuel for a good gain.
I tell you what, he got that big play of 22 taken away from because of the penalties. He wasn't going to let that one get taken off that time. So 1st down and 10 all the way down to the 17-yard line. 2 receivers left, none to the right. Here's Weezy. They hand it off to Kleistruber up the middle, and this one is going to get stuffed. Maybe the wrong read right there by Weezy. Looked like he might have had the pitch to the outside. He only gains 1 to the 16.
2nd and 9 now for the Buffaloes. Good defense there from the Indians.
Dalton Dale on the tackle at the 16. They bring in Sharite on the play. On this play right here, as they've been shuffling him and Artiega. Second down and 9, ball at the 16, right hash. 2 receivers here to the left, none to the right. 5 on the play clock. They send a man in motion. They toss it to Sherright, running right. Trying to run away from Ballman. He's at the inside the 10 and tackled by Ballman and Stoll at the 8. He gains 8.
Hit hard by Remy Stoll right on the end line right there. Great tackle by Remy.
He's just short of a first down. It'll bring up a 3rd down and a 1. They are 2 for 2 on 3rd downs here in the drive. This is still their opening drive. Last week went 5 of 8 on 3rd downs. Good for 62%, but already a good start. And you never want to be in this situation, a 3rd and 1 with this offense. The way they can run. It's going to be a toss to Kleistruber, running left, splits the defenders, and he's dragged down by Myers at the 6. So he's got a first to bring up 1st and goal from the 6-yard line.
Gavin Myers just missed the tackle in the backfield and ended up wrapping him around the 6.
Might have saved a touchdown too on that tackle, getting him from behind. You can already see up front, Garden City is being a little bit more physical right now. That's why they're getting good rushing, already a good rushing start. Ball on the 6 left hash as we last play the first quarter, as it's about a 2.5-second differential from the play clock and game clock. 5 on the play clock. Here is Weezy. He's going to hand it off the middle of Kleistruber. He is stuffed. He fights his way through. He might have gotten in. And he is. It's a touchdown for Garden City.
Great run from Kleistruber there. He powered through 3 or 4 tackles just to reach over the end line for a touchdown.
It looked like that play was stuffed up. And he is getting a majority of the carries right now. And with no time left here on the clock at the end of the first, a very time-consuming drive, an 8-minute drive from the Garden City Buffaloes, and they go 97 yards. Isaac Rivera with the extra point, the hold from Ryan Hyman. The kick is up, and he got it. It's 7-0 Garden City after 1 quarter here at Lewis Field. A very good drive with all runs from the Buffaloes. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tri Broadcasting. 7-0 Garden City. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Lewis Field as the Hayes High Indians trailing Garden City 7-0 right now. A dominating drive from the Buffaloes as they go right down the Indians' throats for a touchdown. They did not pass the ball once, and they go 97 yards for a score. So second quarter now, Rivera has it all teed up. They're going to go a short pooch kick again. It will be returned by Malik Ball at the 28. He's across the 30, and he's not going to get much. They are trying to do as much as they can to keep the ball out of Kanik and Dale's hands.
Every single team that Hayes High has played this year is too scared to kick it deep to either Dale or Kanik. I think Dale has had several great kick returns this season, and Kanik is dangerous, that we all know.
Yeah, Dale started off that great Bend game with a return all the way down to the 31-yard line in the opening kickoff. So obviously he's a very dangerous return man as well. We're trying to keep that out of him, make Hayes High drive the field. 2 receivers here to the left, 1 to the right. Low snap, dug out by Kanik, hands it off to Maroney. He goes up the middle, and a very good opening play on the drive. Gets up to around the 39-yard line. Be about a gain of 8.
Great run by Maroney there up the tackles, dragging the D lineman all the way with him for that tough 7-yard gain.
They're going to give it 7 to the 39-yard line. So 2nd down and 3. Ball on that far side hash. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Here is Canick with Maroney to his right. It's going to be a snap. It's going to be right up the middle to Canick. He runs across, trucking over defenders across the 45. He's got a 1st down. Down to the 46-yard line. He's got a gain of 7.
Tough run by Canick there, running over, I think, 2 defenders to reach over the 1st down line and pick it up.
You could see it's not going to be easy for Jaron today. He's going to have to earn his rushing yards, 20 yards for 5 carries so far. Pistol set here. 2nd time we've seen this with 3 receivers here to the near side, none to the left. Salmons is lined up on the line to the far side. And they motion up. They give it to Maroney up the middle. He's going to fight his way for roughly 3 or 4, maybe 4 yards. 2nd down and 6 3 yards. 2nd down and 7 at the 49.
Indians almost look stiff tonight. They look low on energy, and they look like they haven't played in the last 3 weeks. Indians need some more energy.
They almost haven't. I mean, talking about starters being out of the first half in 2 of the last 3 games. They send Groen in motion and movement, and it looks like it might be a false start. I think it was Gavin Nutting who jumped.
That offensive line is trying to get off to a hot start so they can get on that Garden City tough D line. They are big up front.
Yes, they are, and you said it best. Had to be physical tonight. Right now, you can almost see the physicality. Garden City's offense working to perfection, exactly how they wanted it to. It was a false start penalty. We'll move them back to the 44. So it'll be 2nd down and 12. Great play to open up the drive, and they got the 1st down on 2 plays. Their last one went for only 3, and now this one goes backwards. Well, at the 44-yard line, right hash, 2nd down and 12. It's going to be a keeper, Mechanic, running right, throws it down the field, looking for Dale, up for grabs. He's got it at the 20-yard line. Brings it down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. It's a big-time play from Canick to Maroney. It is a gain of 37 yards.
Great back shoulder adjustment by Dale there to make the catch over the defensive back.
The first completed pass play goes to Jordan Dale on a deep one for 37. As you can hear the Jordan Dale chants from the student section, that is the 3rd longest pass play of the season now for the Indians. It's going to be a keeper by Canick up the middle, and he's across the 15 and to about the, where are they going to mark it? The 13-yard line. So he gains 6 on the carry, and you can almost see it, Blake. Now there's a jolt of energy on that offense.
They just needed that one play to uplift the whole team, uplift the students, uplift the crowd to get this Hayside team rolling.
It was a great idea. We said in the pregame they need to be a little bit creative. Almost the whole Garden City team fell for the run on Jaron, rolling out to his left, and then he threw it in one-on-one coverage with Jordan Dale working on Ryan Hyman. This is going to be a keeper to Maroney trying to get to the edge, and it's not going to work. Cooper Ramsey there on the stop. He loses 2 back to the 15 to bring up a big 3rd down here for the Indians.
Great play by Cooper Ramsey right there, blowing up the play. Maroney tried to bounce it outside, and he had no room to go, so Ramsey wrapped him up and tackled him in the backfield.
Yeah, Cooper Ramsey is listed as a strong safety, but he has not really played in the backfield. They also have the free safety, Caleb Weezy. Ramsey is almost playing on the edge like a defensive end type, cornerback type deal. Almost like a linebacker, you could say. Pistol set, 3 receivers left. Maroney in the backfield, Canick. It's going to be a play-action rollout. He's going to run to his right, trying to get to the edge. He's at the 10, to the 5, and he's going to leap, and he's in. Touchdown, Indians. It's a big 15-yard run from Jaron Canick, and the Indians have cut this to a 1-point game, pending the extra point, 8:15 to go, 2nd quarter.
Great play by Canick there. Faked the run to Maroney on the left side, ran it around the edge to the end zone.
Big-time play, and you can almost see ever since the 37-yard pass play, the offense was just rejolted with energy. Here's Fields, who still has not yet to miss an extra point on the season. Hold is good from Dale. The kick is up, and he drills it. We are tied at 7, and a huge answer from Hayes. They completed on a few third downs on the possession, and it turns into a touchdown. 8:15 to go, second quarter. This game is tied at 7. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tri Broadcasting. Welcome back to Lewis Field here as the Indians out on top of Garden City tied 7-7. Big time answer from Hayes as they needed something offensively after struggling and could not get any score on their opening drive. Honestly, you look at it, they might have been in field goal range with Jack Fields to kick it. He still has not attempted one yet this season, but you would have thought maybe that was an opportunity there, but it doesn't matter. Jared runs it in for 15 out.
Great run by Jared Koenig there. It seemed to give a lot of energy to this whole stadium and took the energy out of this big Garden City crowd here tonight.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, and we were off air, that big Garden City crowd, and a little bit surprising, you can almost hear him. You can hear him in our crowd mic. Had to lower that a few times as Fields' kick is high end over end. Will be returned by Sherrod at the 11. He's across the 15 to the 20. It's a block 25, and Remy Stoll with help from Bryce Salmons on the tackle at about the 27-yard line. So that is where Garden City will start.
Might have to look for some extracurricular penalties tonight because it seems like some of these players are getting a little chippy with each other after the play, during the play.
Yeah, the energy is up. It's a big WAC game. Garden City's first WAC game. Hayes High's real first WAC test. And talk about a little bit more about that touchdown drive from Hayes. They were able to go 78 yards for a touchdown, or excuse me, 68 yards for a touchdown on that last drive. Here's Garden City. They took up a whole quarter nearly, 8 minutes. There's 8:09 right now on the clock. Will they take up the whole quarter this time? They give it to Kleistruber, and that one really doesn't go for a lot, goes for 3. They'll take those little 3-yard gains up to the 30.
Another extracurricular thing after the play, Kleistruber seems to be talking to Stoll after the play. These teams are starting to get a little chippy out here.
Yeah, you can almost sense the energy even before this game, how chippy it might be or might get. Hayes 3-0, Garden City 2-1, both very solid teams, and both of them know that. They're a huge game for this WAC title contentions. It's going to be a toss play this time to Sherrod, running to the right. He's across the 30, takes a big hit by Adams and Crane. Walburn is there to finish it off at the 34.
Great tackle by Crane there to wrap up, not let him gain any extra yards. 3rd and 3 for the Buffaloes.
Ball at the 34-yard line. 3rd down and 3. They're 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions so far tonight. Ball at the 34 right hash. One receiver left wishbone set here. They send Pelosov in motion. It's going to be a toss play to the right, running right. He is going nowhere. It is Jerry Artiega. It was Kanik who come in and played some defense right there. Him and Gavin Myers blowing it up, the 2 Division I prospects. Well, one Kanik obviously committed, and Myers still undecided. Loss of 1 back to the 33, and a huge 3rd down stand for the Indians.
Great gang tackle there by Myers and Kanik. I wouldn't want to be tackled by those two.
No, I wouldn't either. Jerry Artiega, he did not have a carry last week. He has 8 for 72 on the season as he got one right there. This punt is nearly blocked. It's a low one. It'll take a bounce, and Kanik will say no and let it just roll. And Hayes High will start at the 29-yard line. So that punt goes for 38 yards from Ryan Hyman on the first punt of the game for Garden City.
That punt actually got blocked by Stoll. He almost got there and just missed.
Yeah, he was nearly got it in. When you don't get it, you have to avoid even getting a roughing the punter penalty. So Hayes High will start at the 29-yard line in their own territory. It is going to be a give to Maroney, running to the right. He's to the 30, and he is ankle tackled. Only gets about a yard. It was number 32, Sergio Garcia on the tackle. A gain of 1 up to the 30-yard line. And Maroney, he carries for 20 yards, still trying to get going a little bit.
Yeah, you can tell they're definitely keying on him. They definitely watched the first half film from last week's game versus Liberal, where he had a great half.
Here is another keeper, this time by Kanik. Up the middle, and he's going to get gang tackled by Garden City. Oh, Sergio Garcia ended up with the football at the end. Little argument, they blew it dead, and then Garcia just had it and was running the other way, but it was already blown dead. It'll be Hayes High football, and you can hear the boos coming from Garden City.
Garden City crowd seems to be a little bit riled up there after that call.
Ball at the 32-yard line.
Third and 7 for the Indians.
We've had a few controversial calls so far, and Hayes High will burn a timeout here with 4:43 to go in this second quarter. We are all tied up at 7 apiece. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tribe Broadcasting. Welcome back to Hayes High Football here at Lewis Field. 4:43 to go. Second quarter, all tied up at 7 apiece. And Indians, second drive here of the third. And it'll bring up a third down and about, we'll call it 7 from the 32. They are 2 for 4 on third down conversions here in the game. 2 receivers, right, 1 to left. They send Groen in motion. Play action. Kanik throwing. He's got a man wide open. It's Salmons. 40, 35, 30. Race to the end zone. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Indians. It was a streak route from Salmons and wide open. It is a big 67-yard touchdown.
Great throw from Kanik there to keep Salmons in stride. We said at the top of our broadcast that said the passing was going to be a huge part of the game tonight, and it already has proven that.
Yeah, the big one on the last drive that really kept the drive going on third down, and then that one, another third down conversion for a huge gain. Here is Fields' extra point. It is up, and he got it. A huge play for the Indians, drawing it up right out of the timeout. 14-7, Hayes leads with 4:33 to go in this second quarter.
The Hayes High crowd seems to be super energetic after that play, after the last 2 drives. The Garden City crowd just seemed they don't know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, they were all rowdy from the penalty the fumble that they thought they had, and then Hayes burns a timeout and then throws a deep ball, and he burnt Micah Perez, the 175-pound senior cornerback, and it's a 67-yard touchdown to Bryce Salmons, his first of the season and second of his career. Jaron now 6 passing touchdowns on the year. What a big-time play. So, right back to it, 4:33 to go, their second quarter. As Jack Fields with it all teed up, still yet to miss an extra point. Knock on wood for that one. As he is 21 for 21 now. He broke the record a week ago at Liberal. It's kind of crazy to think that he broke the record in just 3 weeks. That's how crazy this offense is.
Yeah, this offense is very explosive, usually on the run, but tonight they seem to be rolling on the pass.
Only 2 completed passes and 104 yards. And that is big. 2 big plays that have really turned this whole game around. Fields has it all teed up at the 40-yard line. The kick is a short pooch kick, end over end. It will be fair caught and now muffed. It's picked up at the 20, running to this near side, 25, and the 30, and then dragged down by Dalton Dale at the 33. It was Zane Burns on the return. So Garden City will start their second drive here, the second quarter, at their own 33.
Buffaloes are looking to have a little better drive than last time. I think they only gained 6 yards on the drive.
Yeah, a 3 and out on that one. Their last drive of the second quarter. They ate up almost the whole clock in the first for a touchdown, and then the second here. Well, couldn't do that. There's going to be a fake pitch, and now Clay Struber is still dragging the pile. Iden Ballman, Gavin Nutting was getting dragged. They had him in the backfield. He was able to gain a yard to the 34. And Clay Struber getting a lot of carries so far, already 14.
Number 52, Carson Spray, was all the way in the backfield to make that tackle and just couldn't wrap him up. Clay Struber fought for a 1-yard gain.
Almost looked like a broken play, too. Wheezy faked the pitch and then just kind of handed it off. Didn't really look like anything crazy or like it was going to go anywhere. Ball at the 34, between the hashes. And that wishbone set, no receivers. Here is Wheezy. Wheezy, it's going to be a fake toss. Now he's running for his life by Stoll, trying to get out of the backfield. Now throws it to nobody. And yeah, there's going to be an illegal man downfield. There were 3 linemen blocking at around the 40-yard line.
Yeah, definitely miscommunication in that backfield.
Yeah, that was another broken play, it looked like. Wheezy was looking like he was trying to pitch it to the left side, and there was just nobody there. And then he started running from Remy Stoll, trying not to get sacked, and he threw it away.
Could have been the Hayes High student section messed with that miscommunication. They seemed to be a little rowdy for that play.
Yeah, neon night tonight. Obviously a lot of events going on, though, throughout the school, or throughout the sports and school, as you got the volleyball team out of town and the cross-country team out of town, so obviously hurting the student section a little bit.
I also think girls golf played today at Heston as well.
So we'll see where they move it down. As obviously it was a legal man downfield and intentional grounding as well, because there was no receivers over in the area because everybody was blocking. So Hayes declines the illegal man downfield and accepts the roughing the passer. That moves it all the way back to the 21. I said roughing, it was grounding, intentional grounding at the 21-yard line. So ball at the 21, right hash, as they bring in Jaron Kanik as a sub. Obviously, going to play linebacker at Clemson as we know now. And playing quarterback for the Indians, getting some linebacker snaps here in that wishbone set. It's going to be a toss to Pelosov to the left, running to the left, and he's drilled by Kanik at the 25-yard line.
Great tackle by Kanik right there in pursuit, just for a little short 6-yard gain. You can tell Garden City does not want to pass at all.
5-yard play up to the 26, and they'll bring out the punting unit again. That time was Pelosov. His first carry of the game. Has 6 carries for 32 yards last week and a touchdown. And he obviously took a big shot right there. So Ryan Hyman will get ready to kick for the Buffaloes back at his own 13. Returning this one, it looks like,
I think Jordan Dale.
Yeah, Jordan Dale on the return. Back at the 6-yard line. Punt by Hyman they brought pressure again. It's a high spiraling punt, takes a good Garden City bounce, and will roll up to the 32, and that is where they down it there. So it will be a 42-yard punt. Hyman averages 42 yards per punt, his second of the half, and that is where Hayes High will start their third drive of the second half. So you can almost see when the defense gets stops on 3 and outs, they're getting more offensive drives, and you can almost see it that they're going to get the ball more.
Yeah, you can definitely tell defense leads to offense with this Hayes High Indians team as it has in the first 3 games as well.
And it's big for them because it's almost a time game right now. Indians want to put up as many points as they can right now because of Garden City and the way that they use time, and you want to make them throw it if they're down. There's a give to Maroney up the middle, and he's got good blocking. He's across the 35 to around the 38-yard line.
Great run by Maroney right there, weaving through all those defenders.
Gain of 6 for Roy.
6 yards on the play, 2nd and 4.
Second down and 4 from the 38-yard line. 2:20 to go. Here, second quarter, right before the half. 3 receivers right, none to the left. It's going to be another give to Maroney. Makes a cut, and he's going to get close. Ball pops out at the end, and Garden City lands on it.
Maroney took a hard hit there, and the ball popped out, recovered by Cooper Ramsey.
Fumbled it at the 40. It is back to the 37. And so Hayes High's what will be now their 4th turnover of the year, their first fumble of the season. And Garden City will now start at the 37-yard line in Hayes territory, the best field position of the game for either team. And you know when it's games like these, low scoring, time or field possession is huge, and now what do we have? It'll be a timeout, Garden City. So 2:09 to go here in the second quarter. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tri Broadcasting. Welcome back to Hayes High Football. 2:09 to go, second quarter. And the big fumble by Roy Maroney turns out to be right now, could be a costly one with 2:09 to go, second quarter. And as we know, Hayes High might not even see the ball back, even if they force a 3 and out the way Garden City plays. They send a man in motion. It's going to be Weezy. Hands it off to Kleinstruber up the middle. He's fighting his way, and then Carson Spray drags him down. Up to the 33 roughly.
Jaron
34.
Jaron Kennick was in on the play as well. It looks like the Indians are putting him more in on defense on these last few drives.
Yeah, obviously going to need whatever they can get to beat a tough Garden City team. One receiver to the right, one to the left. Weezy under center, Kleinstruber behind him. He sends Sherright in motion. It's going to be a toss to Sherright. Running right now, he wants to throw it. It's a little trick play. Looking for Cooper Ramsey. He is wide open. It's caught at the 5, and he can walk in for a touchdown. Garden City has made this a 1-point game on the trick play. And you know if they're going to throw it, it's probably going to be some type of trick play. And it was Emmanuel Sherright. Threw it on the run to Cooper Ramsey. His first receiving touchdown of the year.
Great throw from Sherright right there to Cooper Ramsey. The Garden City crowds erupted after that play.
Yep, 34-yard passing touchdown. Here's the hold from Hyman. The extra point by Rivera is up and good, and we are tied at 14 with 1:29 to go here in the first half. So what looked like the Indians might be able to even get a score before the end of the drive turns into be a costly turnover. And we are tied at 14. I mean, who would have thought the first pass of the game doesn't even come from your quarterback and Caleb Weezy from Garden City. Comes from, they were called the right wing by Charite. So we'll go to a quick little break here. A minute 29 to go here, second quarter. All tied up at 14 here at Lewis Field. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tri Broadcasting. Welcome back to Hayes High Football here at Lewis Field. A minute 29 to go. It took one play for Garden City to get on the board. They run a trick play, and it was a big trick play as all teed up is Isaac Rivera to kick it away to Canick and Dale. If it's anything like the first two kicks, it will not go anywhere near him. And this one is another pooch. This one will be returned at the 28 by Baugh. He runs over him at the 35 and down to the 38-yard line. It's about a 10-yard return. And Hayes High will start at their own 38. So a big turn of events after Hayes High got the football back, trying to go up 2 scores. They fumble, and then it took 2 plays for Garden City to get on the board. So growing in motion. It's going to be a read option. Canick, he finds a hole at the 45-50, breaks a tackle 45, dragging defenders, and he's into Garden City territory at the 38-yard line. A big first play of the drive for 24 yards.
Explosive run from Canick right there. Once he get into that secondary, it's hard to catch him.
They needed that too if they want to get a quick score before the halftime. A minute 5 now to go till the half. Indians have 2 timeouts. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Pistol set. Now they send Maroney in motion. A minute left now to go. It's going to be Canick. It's going to be another trick play. This time to Groen on the end around. He's across the 35. Breaks a tackle, and he's going to get dragged down at the 31. So he gains 7 on the run. Did not get out of bounds. And Hayes High will burn a timeout. So Kai Reese gets his first carry of the game on the little end around, try to trick play. Garden City didn't really fall for it. It's still a solid gain, though, of 7. As we'll stay right here, 47 seconds to go, second quarter. I mean, what a odd first half. Hayes on the opening drive went really all the way down into Garden territory, but then had to punt, a little pooch punt from Canick, and then they go 97 yards, use the whole rest of that first quarter, around 8 minutes, and get a touchdown. And then second quarter, another pair of touchdowns for the Indians, and then 1 from Garden.
Yeah, very slow first quarter offensive-wise, and in the second quarter, it just seemed to be an offensive explosion with the Indians on the 32-yard line with 47 seconds to go, looking to score and get this lead at halftime.
Yeah, and, I mean, you look at the real reason right now Hayes has gotten the 2 touchdowns is the big pass plays. Obviously, the one went for the touchdown, but the other, both were third down conversions. One to Jordan Dale for 37 yards, and the other for Bryce Salmons for 67 yards. And you can't even, those are really the only passes they've completed so far tonight, but really the biggest plays of the game, you could even say. Obviously, that Jaron run for 24 was huge, though. Ball at the 31, left hash. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Here's Canick. It's going to be a give to Maroney. Not much there. Trying to bounce it outside. Runs over a man at the 25. Breaks a tackle. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Indians. There's a late flag, though, all the way back at the 30-yard line. And this one might be on Garden. A huge run for Maroney. Broke a tackle at the 25. It looked like that play had no chance of going anywhere, and it goes for a 31-yard touchdown, but it's coming back.
Looks like this flag might be on Gavin Nutting here as he is talking to the ref.
Trying to plead his case, but it's going to be a holding call and move the Indians back. So all that drama for nothing. See where they move them back all the way to the 40. Only the 3rd Hayes High penalty so far tonight. 2nd offensive. Ball at the 40-yard line now. 2nd down and 12. Shotgun set here. Here's Canning. He's going to roll out to his right and throw it. Looking for a receiver downfield. Another holding call. He's going to run it. Breaks the tackle to 30. He's going to stay on his feet, get all the way to the 21, but another penalty marker. And obviously, yeah, and the white hat already makes the call. It's another holding.
Mechanic there actually broke 4 tackles on that run, but it's too bad that doesn't count for the holding on the offensive line.
Penalties are now starting to be a problem for Hayes High in this game. They've almost been a problem all year long.
All the way backed up to a 2nd and 22 now for the Indians with only 29 seconds to go.
So now you almost are playing to just run out the clock here as they're all the way back into their own territory at the 45. So that's a 15-yard punting or holding penalty. And in high school, it's a spot foul and holding. Not anything else, but holding is. Ball at the 45, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. We'll see what the Indians decide to do. And now as play is blown dead, you can see head coach Brian Hill for the Garden City Buffaloes mad that the clock never started because it was a penalty. So really, so much for the big Canick run and then the big Roy Maroney run. Canick's run obviously didn't get called back, but Maroney's did. That's a huge turn of events in this game, especially because Garden City starts with the football to open up the second half, and we know what they're going to try and do. They might not throw it at all. It took them almost a whole half to throw the ball in this first half. We'll see what they do in the second half, obviously. Ball at the 45-yard line. It's going to be Canick. He's going to pump fake and now run up the middle, and he's going nowhere. To the 49-yard line, he gains 4.
3rd and long now for the Indians.
Give him 3. Yeah,
Definitely have to drop a pass play here or something.
They don't even have to run another play, as that will run out the time here of this first half. Well, Garden City, they've got to feel good about that opening half here in Hayes. All tied up at 14. We'll see what Hayes High comes out with in the second half. Some adjustments being made. With that being said, though, have halftime stats and more coming up next. You listen to Hayes High Football on Tri Broadcasting. This game is tied at 14. Welcome back to Lewis Field here at halftime. The Hayes Indians and the Garden City Buffaloes all tied up at 14 apiece. We'll give you some first half stats as Hayes High rushed for 102 yards. Garden City rushed for 113 yards. Hayes High passing, threw for 104. Garden City threw for 34. Hayes High's total yards, 206. Garden City's 147. Obviously, they only had one pass play in that first half. We knew they were going to pass a lot. Only one, and it wasn't even by their quarterback. So let's give you some individual stats. Running for Hayes High, rushing stats, Roy Maroney. He goes 10 carries, 25 yards. Jaron Canick, 10 carries, 70 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Then Kyrie Skirlin also has a rush attempt for 7 yards. Throwing the ball, Jaron Canick with two for 4 throwing with 104 yards passing and a touchdown. They had Bryce Salmons on a deep ball. That was a big touchdown there. Jordan Dale, a reception for 37, and Bryce Salmons, the big one, reception for 67 and a touchdown. So that's how Hayes High's stat line looks so far. They haven't started in a good field position yet once, which is kind of a big difference so far in this ball game. And then obviously the penalties that have hurt them later in that second half. And for Garden City, it was Caleb Weezy. He's got a carry for 5 yards. Emmanuel Sherite has 3 carries for 28 yards. Colin Kleistruber has been the main guy for Garden City, 15 carries, 75 yards, and a rushing touchdown. He had 12 in the first quarter alone. And then throwing-wise, it was Emmanuel Sherite on a trick play. Threw it for 34 yards to Cooper Ramsey and a touchdown. That's the only pass Garden City has in this game. And, well, Blake, you want to talk about a little bit what is going on from Hayes High? I mean, I know this was going to be a tight game. We knew it was going to be a tight game, but they don't look in sync right now.
Yeah, it definitely seems like there's a little bit of miscommunication on the offense. They keep trying to run it up right up the middle, and that we all know that Garden City defensive line is just very stingy. Maybe try to get a run outside the tackles. As you could see, Canick scored on that 15-yard touchdown running it outside. I think the second half's all going to come down to big plays. Which defense can limit the less big plays? Because there's already been 3 touchdowns scored on big plays tonight. Yeah,
and we said in the pregame one of the keys was they must pass well and they must target all around the field. And really, they haven't even done either. I mean, not saying that the run game hasn't, even though they rushed for 102 yards. Yeah, that's great and all, but they got to be more creative in throwing the football. Like you said, getting everyone a touch. Really, only 2 guys with touches outside of Dale and Salmons in the passing game. Even throwing a swing pass to Maroney. Hey, just try it, see if it works. Who knows? And Kiefer, the 1 target overthrew him. Groen has no targets so far, only that little jet sweep. So we'll see what happens in the second half. The Garden City, we know what they're going to do. They're going to keep running up the middle. They're going to keep doing what they do, how they play. And it is hard-nosed football with them running right between the tackles. So we'll see. Colin Kleistruber's probably going to end up with, who knows what, 30 carries in this game. We will just see and wait for the adjustments, see what Hayes High does. But yeah, you've been listening. We're all tied up at 14 as more halftime report coming up later as you're listening to Hayes High Football on Tri Broadcasting. Welcome back to Lewis Field as we have a tie ball game on our hands here on this beautiful evening. 72 degrees at the start. The wind was blowing from northeast at 12 miles an hour. It has cooled off even more to 64 degrees, and the wind blowing northeast at 9 miles an hour. So we're getting ready here for second half action, as it should be a fun one here. As we talked about in the halftime show, that he's gonna have to change some things up a little bit if they want to make this a game and try and win this ball game here. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. Obviously, what they do best though in the read option game is not working tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Need to keep it up in the air more this half as well. It worked perfect in the first half. 2 completions for over 100 yards, and looking for the run defense to stay stingy, because we all know guards maybe not even throw it this half.
Yeah, they might not. We'll see. This will be the first time that they've gotten the ball with the whole 12 minutes on the clock. As I always say, Hayes High got the ball to open up the ball game. So we'll see how long this drive takes, if Garden City can go the distance. But Jack Fields has it all teed up at the 40, and the kick is a very short pooch kick. It'll be down at the 33. That was a near disaster for Garden City. As Hayes High was going on, it was like an onside. That's a live ball once that kick is off Fields' foot, and it'll be down at the 32-yard line. So that is where Garden City will open up the second half and start with it.
Ty Adams was coming in hot pursuit on that play, coming for that ball.
We'll actually put him at the 33-yard line. So going from left to right now is Garden City, as we open up the third quarter and second half action here at Lewis Field. And they send Velosov in motion. They hand up the middle of Kleistruber, and he's not going very far. Maybe got a few yards up to the 30, 35, 36-yard line. Put him at the 36. He got 3. Well, and Kleistruber was a big part of that opening half for Garden City. 15 carries for 75 yards. Last week only had 10 carries for 91 yards with a pair of touchdowns. He's got 1 so far tonight. The 5'10 junior running that tailback position for this Garden City Wishbone offense. They send a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Pelosov running to the left, and he's blown up in the backfield. It looks like it was Grayson Walburn with help from Connor Dreiling. They blow that one up and bring up a third down. He loses a yard back to the 35.
Great tackle in the backfield there by Walburn. Weesey actually stumbled in the backfield, almost barely got that handoff off.
Third down and about 8 from the 35-yard line. They are 3 of 5 in that first half on third downs. Hayes, on the other hand, was almost better on third downs. That's where they got their 2 big touchdowns. Wishbone set here. They're going to send a man in motion. It's going to be Weezy on the keeper, running to the right. He is going to be short of that first. Running behind blockers on the quarterback design keeper. He gets to the 39, gains 4.
They're going to punt this one.
Not good enough for a first down. It'll bring up about 4th down and 4. And yeah, they will bring up the punting unit. Myers in on the tackle. Bring up Ryan Hyman, the punter. He's back at his own 27-yard line. 2 punts, 1 of 38, 1 of 42. He's averaging 42 yards a punt. Back deep is Kanik this time to return it. They bring the pressure, and that ball was tipped. It'll be a good Garden City bounce down to the 31. So it was, I believe, Evan Lind. Yeah, Evan Lind came in and just drilled the punter, but they said it was tipped, so you can do that. And a 3 and out to open up the game for the Garden City Buffaloes. It will be a punt of 31 yards. And that is where Hayes High will start at the 31.
Garden City fans look to be kind of upset with that no call on Ryan Hyman, but Evan Lind tipped that ball, so that's a free play.
Yep, and a big one, too, as the Indians got a better field position out of it. Kanik, the keeper, running to the right. He's a 35 to the 40. He breaks some tackles, and he's dragged down across the 45 down to the 47. It was Caleb Weezy on the tackle, playing 2A tonight, really 2A all season. And it's a gain of about 16 out of the 47.
There's another reason why Hayside need to keep it outside the tackles. Is another burst right there. Big yardage plays outside the tackles tonight.
Here is Kanik again. It's going to be a give to Maroney up the middle, finding a little hole. He moves across the 45, and it would have been Garden City. I think it was Sergio Garcia. He dragged him across.
I think the refs are going to call that one a first down. I thought Maroney was a yard short.
Yeah, they do give him a first down of the 44, and now they're going to talk about it here.
I thought Maroney was a yard short.
Yeah, it did look like it.
They're going to rule it a first down.
So it is a first down. I mean, if you start at the 47, get to the 44, it's technically a 9-yard gain, but we'll call it a 10-yard gain here. It'll be a keeper by Kanik this time, running across the left, and he's dragged down at the 39 by Alonzo Marquez, one of the nickelbacks. He gains 5 yards to the 39.
Hayside offense looks like it has good rhythm right now, and looks like they're moving the ball really well.
Well, as we said in the first half, their defense has been moving to offense. It translates, and obviously the 3 and out, they get some good field position, and they're moving the ball here. They're going to go empty set. Kanik in the backfield. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Maroney and Salmons are kind of lined up on the line. It's an odd formation here. Kanik, it's going to be a direct snap to him. He's going to keep it. He's running to the left. He breaks a tackle. He's over the 30, dragging defenders and all the way down to the 26-yard line. Weezy and Garcia on the hit, and it's another big Indian first down. It's a gain of 13.
Great run by Kenner right there. It seems like almost every play he's dragging 3 or 4 defenders with him on those runs.
You can almost see he's more determined here in the second half already to just lower his shoulder and not really try and juke guys out, but just truck them. Ball is at the 26-yard line, left hash. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Here's Kanik, direct snap again, rolling right, gonna try and break a tackle, and that time he's going nowhere. It was Alonzo Marquez and Terrell Elliott on the hit. It is a loss of 1, back to the 27. Terrell Elliott has a brother playing at Indiana, as we were told at halftime.
There's nothing there on that play. You could tell the Buffaloes knew what was coming from the start. Great play by the Buffaloes.
And Elliott, one of their best defensive players, has 18 tackles on the season, 2 for loss, now 3 for loss. So losing 1 was Kanik on that play, back to the 27-yard line, 2nd down and 11 here. They send a man in motion, wanting to throw it as Kanik, running away for the pressure, and he is going to be sacked. He was trying to go deep to Jordan Dale, but nothing was there. It was Saul Perez, the nose guard, getting through the defense, and that up front for Garden City making a big-time hit. It's a loss of 6, back to the 33.
Kanik just waited too long for that throw. Didn't really look at any of his other wide receivers. Now 3rd and long for the Indians.
Yeah, he eyed in on Dale, who was running a streak pattern to the end zone, and it wasn't open. He was a one-on-one coverage with Ryan Hyman. He made a play on Ryan Hyman earlier in this game. Put it right there. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. It's a 3rd and very long. It's going to be a toss play to Salmons, trying to angle back. He rolls to the 30 and is down at the 30. It's a gain of 3 to Bryce Salmons. It is a pass play, but forward.
It looks like they might actually go for this one. 4th and very long. Don't want to send out the field goal unit.
Maybe about a 47-yarder if they tried to send out Fields for this field goal.
I think I would kick the field goal here. I mean, this is a long down. 4th and 15.
Well, the only reason why it wouldn't is because you get it where the ball is held, not where the line of scrimmage is. So they're going to leave the offense on the field. It's going to be Kanik running left, trying to get to the edge. He's at the 25 to the 20, lowers his shoulder. He's going to be short. Tried to run over Alonzo Marquez, and he took a shot, but he just tripped up Kanik enough. So the Indians go for it on 4th down and cannot get it.
There's nothing there on that pass play.
Yeah, he was trying to pass it. Obviously nothing was there, so he tried running it then. He ended up getting 10 yards to the 20, but it doesn't matter, as now Garden City will start at the 20-yard line, their own 20-yard line.
Pretty lengthy drive by the Indians there with come up with no points.
Yeah, they took up most of the clock. Well, both drives are out equal 3 minutes. Here is in the wishbone. Weezy hands up to Kleistruber up the middle. He's going to try and drag the pile, and Gavin Myers wants none of that. And more jostling here along the near side with Cooper Ramsey and Ty Adams.
Yeah, this game still continues to be chippy throughout.
Obviously, Garden City trying to get the upset here on the road, and they are right with the Indians in a tie ball game at 14. 5:35 to go, third quarter. All tied up at 14 apiece. Second down and 7 from the 23-yard line. Wishbone set, no receivers on the field. They sent Polosov in motion, and it's going to be a handoff to Sherite, and it's going nowhere. Gavin Nutting got in the backfield first. He got around the offensive tackle, and Caden Whitehurst and got the hit, no gain on the play. And it'll bring up a big third down here.
You can tell the Indians are actually starting to figure out this triple option.
Yeah, and we've talked to some of the players. They went to that Northwest camp back in the summer. They played a team that had a triple option in that camp, and it took them a little while to get going, and then they finally stopped that down, shut that down on defense, and you're seeing it again today. They're 3 for 6 on third downs tonight. Garden City is. Polosov goes in motion, now Weezy. Play action, wants to throw it. Looking to left, and it is incomplete. Great play by Ty Adams, who was working on Cooper Ramsey. They just had some words earlier, and Adams wins the battle. Big time play by Ty, and that will bring on the punting unit. So the first pass for Caleb Weezy is incomplete. It comes in the third quarter with 4:32. And another big stop for the Indians, and you could just see their defense is really bought in right now.
Great play by Adams right there. Weezy was way off the mark on that throw.
Yeah, there were two guys almost in the same area, maybe a miss route. Ryan Polosov and Cooper Ramsey were in the area. And now Hyman ready to punt it. They got to him nearly this time. This time it is blocked. It is tipped. It'll roll. And in Garden territory, I think it was Evan Lynn who came in again. It was either that or it was just shanked. I think
it might have been a shank.
Might have just been a shank, yeah. It'll be Hayes High football. Great field position now at the 48-yard line. It was only a 25-yard punt. So a big-time break for the Indians.
First time the Indians all day have had really good field position.
Yep, first time they've started in Garden territory. When you talk about the other games, they're almost starting in whatever Great Bend territory, Liberal territory, Wichita East territory all day. And now starting in Garden territory for the first time that night with 4:20 to go in the third quarter. They get up the middle to Maroney, and he's going to just push the pile for about 3. A lot of Buffaloes in on the tackle. He gains 3 to the 45.
Maroney almost looks tired out there.
He's getting a lot of carries, and the read option hasn't worked as much, so we'll see what they do. No Malik Baugh yet.
All that wear and tear on Roy Maroney seems to be hurting him a little bit. Maybe you can rotate Malik Baugh a little bit.
Yeah, you said in the pregame, Malik Baugh, they'd like to get him going as well with Maroney. As they're going to go empty set here with Kanik in the backfield. It's going to be Maroney in motion. Now he's going to keep it. He goes right up the gut. Gains 2 to the 43.
I think Maroney would have had a big gain on that handoff. It didn't seem like too many Garden City defenders were out there on the outside.
And what have we been talking about all night? Running outside the tackles has worked, and they go 2 runs right up the middle, and we're set up with a rough third down at about 7.
Hayes High just can't afford long third downs.
We have about a third down and 5. Here from the 43. Shotgun set. Maroney or Kanik fumbles the snap, trying to hand it off. They go backwards to the 45, losing 2. That play could have been worse than it was. Wasn't really a bad snap. Jaron just fumbled the snap, and now what do you do?
It looks like they might go for it.
Yeah, Kiefer is yet to punt it in this game. He hasn't punted since the Wichita East game. It was 2 weeks ago. They're going to go for it. They pooch punted earlier in this game. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Maroney to the left of Kanik. Tried to almost catch him off sides. It didn't work. Koenig now going to stand back like he's going to pooch punt it, and now they send a man back, Ryan Hyman. That's what he does, and he kicks a good high end-over-end punt. It takes a bounce at the 5, and it is down by Dale inside the 5 at the 4. That is back-to-back punts from Jared Koenig that have gone inside the 5.
I thought that punt was for sure going to sail into the end
It
zone.
looked like from our angle that thing was going to the end zone, and it took a bounce out of the 5 and just went left and not forward.
Great punts by Koenig. Kiefer might be losing his punting spot.
I mean, whenever you need a punt inside, I mean, Carson's got the leg, obviously, we know that. But Jaron might have the accuracy when you're inside your own territory, just doing those little pooch punts. So that's the second time now Garden City tonight has started inside their own 5. The last time they went 97 yards for a touchdown. Weezy, play action, going to throw it. He's got a man open. It's caught by Artiega, running to the far side, 50, 40, one man to beat, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's going to walk in for a touchdown. They go 96 yards on the pass play, and they burn Evan Lynn, and the Garden City Buffaloes have the lead with 2:06 to go.
Case High just so bought in on that run, and they didn't expect the pass. It really wasn't that great of a pass. The wide receiver just outran Evan Lynn, and it's just those come down to those big plays again.
Yep. I'm almost surprised he didn't even, he slowed down right at the end so he could hit the pylon with the football. You know, in the NFL, that's probably a taunting penalty, but here it isn't. As the extra point, Hayes High might have jumped off sides. Rivera drills it. It is a 21-14 game now. Garden City has gone up 7 with 2:06 on the 96-yard pass play from Weezy to Artiega. We'll take a quick break. Garden City leads Hayes High 21-14, 2:06 left to go. Third quarter. You're listening to Hayes High football on Tribe Broadcasting. Welcome back to Hayes High football here at Lewis Field. 2:06 to go, third quarter. Garden City, the big plays tonight, Blake, have killed the Indians. A 34-yard pass from Sherite to Cooper Ramsey on a trick play, and then Weezy hits Jerry Artiega for a 96-yard pass.
Hayes High hasn't been in this situation for almost a year now. They've just trounced the first 3 opponents that they played this year. And let's just see how they will react to it.
Especially after getting great field position. This time, Koenig will return it. He acts like he fair caught it. He doesn't. He runs it on this near sideline, 40. Breaks the tackle, 45. He's across midfield and down to the 46-yard line. Jaron Koenig deked the Garden City defenders. He looked like he fair caught it. He caught it and just stood there for about a half a second or a second and then ran. Like Garden City almost gave up on the play. Almost like he fair caught it, and then they just got around the 28. He gets all the way up to the 45, and we'll see what Hayes High does this time as they have good field position.
Once again, we've said it all night now. You got to run the ball outside. You want to move the ball against this defense.
There's a give up the middle to Maroney. Running tight, and he's going to get down on the tackle is Jesus Rodriguez.
Just nothing there again,
Gains
right up the
2
middle.
to 43, yep. And you said it best. Maroney and Koenig almost look tired now, and they got to try and fuel some offense. Throw a screen route, throw whatever. We heard that their game plan was going to be a lot of screens, and we have not seen any so far tonight.
Look to get Groen involved as well. He's really a patient runner. He can be a big play guy.
There's a draw play to Maroney, running to the left, and a flag is down.
Might have been a face mask.
Yeah, he looked like he might have gotten the face mask. It would have been Jesus Rodriguez again.
This could be a huge call for the Indians.
Yeah, as it moves it up to only got about a yard or two.
Holding.
It's going to be a holding.
You said it earlier, these penalties have hurt Hayes High all season.
They have. I mean, they got a touchdown taken off the board to start the second half. It's a 10-yard penalty back to the 47 in their own territory. Fourth offensive penalty, first of the second half.
Hayes High backed up again. Need to get the ball in the air to the wide receivers to make our playmakers.
Second down and 18. Two receivers right, one to the left. Maroney to the left of Kanik. He sends Groen in motion. Play action. Kanik to throw it. Now he wants to scramble, and he's going to be not sacked. He broke out of the sack. He was able to gain a few up to the 49. And you can just see the momentum has switched ever since Garden City was able to throw a 96-yard touchdown pass.
Jared Kanik just had no time. It looks like Gavin Dunning might be a little shaken up after that play.
Yeah. And now you wonder, what can you do offensively? I mean, really the two touchdowns they have come off deep pass plays. Can you dial up another deep one here? Two receivers left, one to the right. Kanik to throw it. He hasn't had much time, though. It's going to be a trick play to Groen. Now he's going to run it. He's at the 45, and he's going to get dragged down there at the 43. Ball came loose at the end, but he was already down. And now you have more decision-making, as it looks like the clock will run out here at the end of the third. We'll see what Hayes High decides to do, as they will have it at the 43-yard line. 43-yard line. We're at the end of 3 here in Lewis Field. Garden City leads by a touchdown as they look for an upset here on the Hayes High Indians tonight. Garden leads at 21-14. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tri Broadcasting. Welcome back to fourth quarter action now here, as Hayes High will go from left to right. It has not been a pretty ball game so far, as Garden City leads at 21-14. Hayes High's got to do something here on offense right now. They got a big fourth down in about, say, 8 or so.
Hayes High just looks flat right now.
And they started the second half off looking good. Two receivers left, one to the right. Kanik, and now he's going to try and get the play call as Garden City switches their defense around. And now Kanik looks like he's going to pooch punt it again. That's what he does. This one is going back. It'll take a bounce. Another good bounce for Hayes High, and it is down at the 5, or the 6.
Another great punt for Kanik, but the last 2 times they've scored touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about it. Obviously, you don't want to put him in great field position, but they have just had one long drive for 97 and a 96-yard pass play. That's been the difference in this game. It's a 36-yard punt. So Garden City will start at their own 6. They've started their own 4 and their own 6 in the last 2 possessions. And as we talked about it in a break, Hayes High had to know a pass was coming at some point. I mean, Garden City had been stuffed on their last 2 drives, a pair of 3-and-outs. So, I mean, now I don't know what you'd expect, but you can almost see Garden City, if they want to, if they ran they could almost run the whole clock out at this point. They're going to give it to Kleistruber. He's going to get ankle tackled by Connor Dreiling. After he gets a few to about the 8-yard line, he gains 2.
Hayes High they got their heads down right now. They need to key on the run, but also keep their eyes open for the pass, as they've gotten burnt twice already on pass plays tonight.
And you said it, they've never been in this situation before. A lot of new guys, especially on defense, they've never trailed like this before in a tight game in a fourth quarter. Garden City has. they've had 2 tight games. They lost one with Manhattan where it was a 1-score game late. They ended up losing by 2 scores, but then they beat Hutchison in overtime earlier this year in week 2. It's going to be a fake pass play. Weezy to throw it. He wants to go long, looking for Metzen, and it is incomplete. Arguing for a flag, and Wyatt Crane on the coverage made a great play. And once again, they wanted to go deep inside their own territory, and that time it didn't work out.
Metzen actually had him beat right there. He had the ball in his hands and just let it go. Great play there from Crane, though, to help with the breakup.
Yeah, 11:03 to go here, third quarter. It brings up a big 3rd down and 8 from the 8-yard line. As they rush to put Jaron Kanik on the field again, they bring out Will Catterett.
This would be a
Garden
huge
City,
stop.
it would be. Garden City, they've been coming out of a huddle really all night. Big 3rd down and 8. Wishbone set here. They're going to hand it off the middle to Kleistruber as they fight their way through. He's going to be close, but I believe a little bit short, and he will be. They almost played to maybe run a 4th down play here. I mean, obviously you probably wouldn't inside your own territory like this, but running it up the gut on 3rd and 8, an interesting call. And they get to the 12, so they gain 4 on the run.
It almost looks like Garden City has abandoned their principles like in the first half. Because in the first half, they were run. And it seems like they've opened up the playbook a little bit and avoided giving it to Kleistuber.
Yep. So Hyman's first punt of the 4th quarter. It is a spiral, not very deep, takes a good Buffalo bounce, and Hayes High will start inside Garden territory again at the 47.
Hayes High needs to get something going this drive.
They really do.
Your possessions are numbered at this point with that Garden City offense.
Yeah, I mean, a few first downs, and that could be 4-minute drive, 5-minute drive. I mean, you really don't know. This is a big drive for the Indians.
Indians need to look to get Kiefer involved. Only 1 target all night and just hasn't given really a chance.
Yep, it'll be a 36-yard punt for Ryan Hyman, and we said that in the pregame too. I mean, Carson Kiefer was a guy who only had 1 target a week ago. He's only got 1 target tonight. He's arguably one of the best receivers in the WAC. I mean, last year had a great season, and they're just not even targeting. There's a run to the left by Maroney. Gains about 2.
I still think that Malik Baugh might have to get a touch here or 2, just to give Maroney some fresh legs and just change up on this Garden City defense, because they know when Maroney's in the game, he's going to get the ball.
Yeah, only 14 carries for 32 yards. Not a very great game, only averaging a little above 2 yards. There's a bad snap. Kanik picks it up. He's running for his life. He's going to throw it. He's got a man open. It's Kiefer. Gets a block at the 35-30, running the near side 20, and he's all the way inside down to the 16-yard line. It's a big-time play. Kanik was ruling out right. He is down. Maybe some cramps. Made an on-the-run throw to Carson Kiefer.
Kanik seems to be down, maybe just a cramp. Roy Maroney's stretching him out right now. Great adjustment from Carson Kiefer running up the sideline for a big gain. Like I just said before, you got to get him involved. He's a playmaker.
Big-time play for 29 yards, and the Indians needed it most. Carson Kiefer, who didn't have a reception a week ago, only 3 on the year, was an all-WAC receiver a year ago. And now you can hear the Indian crowd starting to get up and get going. I mean, hasn't been much to cheer about in the second half. It's a big play down to the 17-yard line.
Kanik's got to go out for a play now since he was banged up, so now Jordan Dale is in that quarterback. Looks like they have their big package in with Gavin Myers as well.
Yep, Gavin Myers is in that diesel package that they ran a lot last year.
Look for Jordan Dale to run the ball here. He's a great
you can
runner
see
as
it.
well.
I mean, this play, though, last week when they ran, it was always a run to Maroney, and it stays that way. Running to the left. He's inside the 15 to the 10, and he is dragged down inside the 10 at around the 6.
A huge hole there from the left side of the line for Maroney to run through. Great arm tackle by the Garden City defender.
Where are they marking him at? 7, around the 6 or 7.
I think it's a 7. Kanik back in the game.
be a gain of 10. I mean, how big is that play now to Carson Kiefer? And it looked like a dead play. They fumbled the snap, and Kanik rolled out and threw a deep ball to Kiefer. He made a move, and that's what happens when you get the ball to Carson Kiefer. He can make plays for you. So Maroney on the... There was actually a penalty on the play, too, because it moved him halfway up. They were down around the 7, and now Dale. They hand it off to Maroney, running to the right, lowers his shoulder, and he's going to be short.
Just short there by Maroney. They're still in their big diesel package with Gavin Myers and Jaron Kanik in the game. Jordan Dale actually took the snap at quarterback that play as Jaron Kanik was a blocker.
They're going to mark him down to the 1, but as you said, or as I said, the penalty moved him half the distance. I'm not sure what it was. Might have been a face mask because of the way it looked. Maroney got tackled. It was a far view from us. We couldn't exactly see it, but looked like a face mask. Now they're down to the 1. Looking to punch it in for the 3rd time in this game. Dale in the pistol. Maroney behind him. They give it right to him, running right, trying to get to the edge. He's going to get in for a touchdown, Indians.
Great block on the right side.
It is a 1-point game.
Maroney trounces into the end zone for the Indians to go just down 1 now with Jack Fields for the extra point.
Big time plays. And we said in the pregame, Maroney's a playmaker. He makes a great move on the defender right there to get in the end zone for a score. 8-18 as Dale the holder, the long snapper, Quentin McGuire, Fields the kicker. Hold is good, kick is up, and Fields got it. We are tied at 21 with 8:18 to go here in the 4th quarter. We'll be back right after this. This game is tied. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tri Broadcasting. Welcome back to Hayes High Football, a big-time drive for the Hayes High Indians. They go 47 yards for a touchdown after another shaky punt from Ryan Hyman.
Obviously, the play of the drive there was Carson Kiefer's huge adjustment to running up the sideline to get the Indians in the red zone.
And you even called it. I mean, you got to get the ball to Kiefer. And what happens? You get it to him, and they make a big-time play for a 28-yard pass play, and then Maroney runs it in that diesel package. Fields with the big extra point, though, to tie things up.
8:18 left in the 4th quarter. A lot of time left for both of these teams.
Fields kick, and they're just going to let him kick it as far as he can, but he's going to kick it out of bounds. Tough kick by Jack Fields. You can see his frustration on that one, as it'll be what we call an 18-yard penalty because the ball went out of bounds.
Maybe Garden City will go back to their principles on this drive and stay with the run, I bet. Try not to stay away from those pass plays.
They've had an 8-minute drive already at this one point. One thing to mention, both of these kickers do not have a field goal attempt yet on the season. So any field goal range or field goal attempts, we don't know. I mean, both kickers have looked good today, 3 for 3 on extra points, but we don't know about anything else. So Garden City now, after starting at their own 20, their own 4, and their own 6, they now are going to start their own 35. Here is Weezy. He's going to toss to the right to Pelosov. Gets a block, and then Connor Dreiling makes a very good form tackle at the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the run by Pelosov.
Great play there by Pelosov, and another even greater tackle by Connor Dreiling there. stop from the big gain. 2nd and 5 now.
I mean, when you run up the middle so many times, sometimes those runs to the outside when you're trying to make a cornerback tackle. Cornerbacks obviously not as good of tacklers as linebackers are. That's when those big plays happen, especially in a wishbone offense. 2 receivers right and none to the left. Wishbone set here. Here's Weezy. They sent a man in motion. This time it's to Kleistruber, and he's going to barrel his way. Myers dragging him. He's going to be close to the first, but I believe a little bit short. He's going to be a yard short to the 44. He got 4.
Koenig just checked in for Gavin Nutting.
Big 3rd down here for Garden City. They are 3 for 7 on the game, 0 for their last 4.
This would be a huge
Out of the
stop
huddle
for
they
the
go.
Indians.
It would be. Ball on the left hash of the 44. Wishbone set. Weezy. They send Pelosov in motion. Weezy, the keeper. He's going to lower his shoulder. He's going to get the first down of the 46. Great lead block by Caleb Metzen coming over the edge. It's a 2-yard gain to Weezy.
And with first downs like that, you worry about clock coming into consideration now with this Garden City offense just chewing the clock up.
And they got the ball with about 8:08 to go. They've already used a minute and a half after 1 first down and a tie ball game at 21. Ball at the 46-yard line in their own territory. Wishbone set, no receivers. Here's Weezy. He's going to toss it to the right to Kleistruber. Gets to the edge, and he's going to get tackled here out of bounds. It's a gain of 5 for the 49 in Hayes High territory.
Hayes High rotating Koenig in and out to look for a defensive spark on that defense.
You can almost see, though, the Kleistruber getting a bunch of carries in this game. They want him to possibly win this game for the Buffaloes, as he is their guy and our tailback, trying to run it to that edge. 2nd down and 5. Ball on the left hash. 2 receivers right, none to the left. Here's Weezy. Under center. They send a man in motion, Pelosov. They give it at the middle to Kleistruber. He's going nowhere. 3 Indians on the tackle. Myers came up with the football at the end of the play.
I think they called him down.
He held it up to the ref. And he's frustrated right now. He's got his hands in the air like he took that football away.
I don't know if Kleistruber was down. It looked like Myers wrapped him up and he was still up and the ball was on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of grabbed it. Obviously, no review in high school football, but you would have loved to see a replay on that one. It's a gain of 1 to Kleistruber.
3rd and 4 now for the Buffaloes.
Kleistruber is over 20 carries now in the game. He's got 22. Big 3rd down and 4 here. They're 4 for 8 now in the game. 50%. Wishbone set here. Weezy, he's going to fake the pitch. Now wants to throw it. Throwing it deep, looking for a man, and he overshoots his target, but it's going to be a pass interference call.
Pass was a little bit overthrown there as Weezy was taken down at the knees by 3 Hayes High defensive linemen. But I think there's a flag on Connor Dreiling on the play on the receiver.
They were looking for
Ramsey.
Cooper. Yep, Cooper Ramsey. Connor Dreiling on the flag. That throw looked like it was overthrown, though. That's the interesting part about it.
Another huge call.
Obviously, Garden City fans happy about it. Hayes High fans not.
Penalties, another factor.
It's been a big one tonight.
Shooting themselves in the foot.
15-yard penalty down to the 33.
As that clock continues to roll. 5:26 left on the clock.
7 Hayes High penalties now. Like we said, though, we don't know about the kicking game. I mean, if there's a 4th down and who knows what would Garden City do in this situation? Especially because they're not known for big plays. Even though they've had a few tonight. Weezy, they hit off to Kleistruber, running to the right. He's able to break out of 1 tackle. Evan Lynn, a big tackle right there with help from Dalton Dale. As he got out of the first tackle, the ankle tackle, and then got help.
It was a good arm tackle by number 1 Evan Lynn right there, and Dalton Dale came for the cleanup.
And they needed that because they break those. Definitely a first down, who knows how much more. Only about a 2-yard gain to bring up 2nd down and 8 from the 31. As that clock keeps ticking. I mean, almost every play, Garden City, that play clock is under 10 as it hits 10 right now. Weezy under center, wishbone set. They send a guy in motion, Pelosov. Weezy the keeper again, and this time he's going nowhere. Spray got his arms on him and drives him back. Ball came out. Who's got it? Ace High has the football.
A huge play by Carson Spray right
Carson
there wrapping
Spray
up.
knocks out the ball. Well, what are they saying now? One official said it was Hayes High football.
These refs haven't been signaling much tonight at all.
And now the other one said he was down. And the play keeps going. So
Tony Crow is all the way on the field right now. Same with the rest of the coaching staff.
yeah, I mean, you could sense the frustration. Everybody on Hayes High said they had it. Even one of the officials threw the little marker for when there's a loose ball or a fumble. And now they say he was down. The head ref, the white hat, said he was down. The side judge, though, coming on, and now we're going to have a timeout by Garden City. So 3:52 to go here in the fourth quarter. We will stay right here. All tied up at 21 apiece. And it looked like Hayes High had themselves the football after turning one, maybe forcing a turnover on Kleistruber. Jimmy Weezy.
It just seems like the refs have a little bit of a miscommunication tonight on some different calls. Some penalties, a few fumble calls that could have been.
I mean, you can't really blame the refs for this ball game, but that it's a big play right there, and you got to have the right communication on that, obviously, because then one official pointed that way that it was Hayes High football. That's why we all got excited here in the booth. But then the white hat came in, and they're discussing it right now at the 30-yard line. But as of now, obviously, it's still Garden City football, but it's a big third down here. And if you're Hayes High, you got to expect them to try and run it for about 5 yards and go for it on fourth.
Yeah, this is a must stop. This is definitely 4-down territory for the Buffaloes, and the Indians defense needs a huge stop here.
At the 31 left hash is where the ball will be placed. And a tie game here at 21. I mean, you couldn't get a much better game here tonight on Neon Night. What a game we're having here at Lewis Field.
Great crowd out tonight for both sides.
Yeah, a lot of Garden fans making the trip here. As you can hear them in the crowd, Mike. 3:52 to go, fourth quarter. Tie game at 21. Wishbone set. One receiver right, one to the left. Weezy has it. He's going to pitch it to the left to Pelosov. Running to the left. He's going to get tackled by Jaron Kanik. Makes a big-time hit at the 29. That's huge, because if he misses that tackle, even if he doesn't get the first, he's right near the first. It will put him at the 28-yard line, so it's a gain of 3 to Pelosov.
Still fourth and a good amount. Definitely no way they can go for the field goal here.
Fourth down and 5, and they're leaving the offense.
I mean, they'll probably run it, but I feel like you have to throw it here. I mean, Hayside knows what's going to happen.
They're going to stack the box no matter what. I mean, you have to.
Hayside has to stay disciplined here.
3:10 to go. In motion. It's going to be a pass. Weezy to throw it, running for his life. He's going to break out of a tackle. Still running, throwing it to the end zone, and it is caught inside the 5, down to the 3. It is Caleb Metzen on the catch. It's a gain of 25. And Caleb Weezy might have just had the play of the game. Rolling all the way out to his right. Metzen got away from Wyatt Crane. He throws it down. They're going to mark him at the 4, so a 26-yard gain. And Metzen's first reception of the game is a big one, and now you're looking at the clock. There's 2:40 left. Hayside needs a stop.
Hayside secondary just hasn't seemed to be in the right position all night.
Big play. I mean, they almost got the sack. They did it, and then the secondary broke loose. There's a handoff, and it's blown up. Carteret, the first one there. And now Indians are burning a timeout. They lose 2 back to the 6. And now you see it. This is definitely field goal territory. I mean, even though we haven't seen a field goal yet from kicker Isaac Rivera, he's made an extra points, and this would be an easy make.
Indians first time out of the half. They still have 2 left, 2:25 on the clock, and it's second down. There's definitely still time for the Indians here.
That's a big time play, and maybe the play of the game if this game ends like this. 2:25 to go, fourth quarter, 21 tie. Weezy was in no man's land. I mean, he was in the dump all the way back there, right at around his own 35. And he rolled out of 2 Indians and made an on-the-run throw to Caleb Metzen inside the 5.
I don't know about you, but I thought he was going to try to run it there. I thought there's no way he was going to throw. Dale was in pursuit, and I thought maybe he would. I think he's going to maybe.
I thought he was going to try and run over Dale. You know, obviously the smaller linebacker than Weezy, but what a big play for the Buffaloes. If this game ends like this, you got to think that play was the dagger.
A great play from a pretty young quarterback there.
Yep, second-year starter, a junior. Ball at the 6-yard line. Wishbone set again. Weezy, he's going to keep it himself, running up the gut, and he's not going to get it. He's going to gain maybe 1, and Hayes High will go quickly to burn another. We'll see, actually, he might have gotten a little more than 1. He did. Got about 3 to the 3.
Correction, timeout, Garden City.
Actually, this is a Garden City timeout. That's surprising.
Timeout, Indians.
No, now it is timeout Indians. We're listening to PA announcer Dan Ballman, 2:17 to go here in the ball game, and a tie game at 21. Hayes High will have 1 timeout remaining after this. It'll be about a 3rd and goal from the 3.
I think the Indians have been caught off guard tonight by, Garden State has thrown a lot of passes, but all their passes have been effective. Same with Hayes High.
Yep, they've only thrown it 3 times. Wheezy's thrown it 4 times. He's 2 for 4 with a 96-yard pass and a 25-yard pass, equaling for 121. 122 is a 26-yard pass, and then you got Emmanuel Sherright, who throws one for a 34-yard pass, and the biggest one is a 96-yard one inside their own territory. They go for a deep ball to Jerry Artiega.
They're down here.
3rd down and goal from the 4. They're 5 of 10 on 3rd downs. Weezy to Kleistruber. He's not going to get it. He is short by about a yard, and Hayes High quick to burn their last timeout with 2:12 to go. But now you're thinking, is this 4-down territory? Do they run it in to try and get a touchdown, or do they just take the points for a field goal?
I think you have to take the field goal here if I were the Buffaloes. Can't trust the Hayes High offense tonight. And, I mean, they've started on the 4, and they ran it 3 times, still haven't punched it in.
My biggest thing, though, is do you trust your defense going out there and trying to stop a team with the Clemson commit on the other side? And I know that this game has been the way it is, but Garden City might as well try and run in. They know what they do. They run with power. They're going to win with what they're good at.
This would be one of the biggest plays of the season for the Hayes High Indians here. This is a must-win game for the Indians.
Yes, it is. I mean, just starting with the WAC play and title, it's a big game. 2:12 to go, 4th quarter. Ball is at the 1-yard line.
Looks like they got the kicking unit out there.
They do. But even that, I wouldn't expect a fake in this situation, but Hayes High has no timeouts left to try and burn them. Or ice the kicker. It is Isaac Rivera, the long snapper Carter Ramsey. Ryan Iman, the holder. Isaac Rivera's first field goal attempt of the year is about an 18-yarder from straight away. The hold is low, the kick is up, and he missed it, but they roughed the kicker.
That's the kicker.
They ran right into the kicker. He missed it right, and they roughed the kicker. I mean, they just trucked Rivera.
Is that a 1st down?
It's a 1st down, too. What were they doing?
Unreal.
I know you're going for the block, but you got to be smart, too. I mean, he has never kicked a field goal in his career. You can't just run into him.
This is the shortest possible field goal that you can kick.
18-yarder.
I don't think Koenig had anything to do with it. He just tried to dive for it, and
he got tackled by a few Indians on that play. So the missed extra point, and now even if you're Garden City, do you kneel it, try to lower the time even more, and then try it again for a field goal, or what do you do? Weezy, they give it to Kleistruber, and he's in for a touchdown. Garden City has the lead with 2:05 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Still a lot of time left for the Indians.
We've said it all night. Penalties have killed them. Took a touchdown off the board in the first half. There's a few PIs on this drive himself.
A lot of holding calls, backed up, maybe even stopped
A
drives.
big extra point.
Blocked.
Barrera is blocked. It's blocked. And
What a
that
huge
is
play.
huge. So if Hayes High goes down the field and scores a touchdown, it could be up to Jack Fields to win the ball game. 2:05 to go, fourth quarter. We'll take a quick break. Garden City leads Hayes High 27-21. This is Hayes High football on Tri Broadcasting. Welcome back to Lewis Field. As we were talking about in the booth, it almost looked like Hayes High gave up that touchdown because, a stop in the backfield, and that's basically the ball game. No timeouts remaining. The scoreboard says it's 1, but I believe I have 0. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
think Hayes High is 0.
yeah, I have 0 timeouts as well. Scoreboard says 1, but you can't stop them. So why try and stop in the backfield, waste more time? They're probably going to score anyway if it's on the second play or if they drive it, wait, and kick out a field goal. All teed up, Isaac Rivera has it. He hasn't kicked it deep yet in this game. He will this time. It is going to be played by Dale at the 10. He's going to run it up to the 15, trying to get to the outside. He's taken down back inside the 15.
You can feel the energy from this Garden City side just lifting.
Yup. It was number 23, Carl Boers, on the tackle. So Hayes High will start deep in their own territory at their own 13-yard line.
With 1:58 left. This game has been a dogfight so far.
Yes, it has. Can they run the 2-minute drill here with no timeouts? Second drive of the quarter for the Indians. Play action. Canick to throw it. Looking, rolling out. He's going to get rid of it. It's incomplete. Big play to get rid of the ball. He's going to take a sack. No timeouts. That could have been real bad. He threw it. Groen was the nearest target.
Just no time pretty much to pass tonight for Canick.
I mean, when they have such a big O line or D line like this, you said it earlier, it's going to be tough to play like this, and everybody here at Lewis Field is on their feet.
As I said at the top of the broadcast, whoever won the line of scrimmage was going to be the winner here, and Garden City has so far dominated the line of scrimmage.
Minute 51 to go, fourth quarter. Tie game, or 27-21, Garden City leads. High snap. They're going to give it to Maroney on the run. He's going to get up to the 17.
Hayes High needs
4-yard gain. Yeah, they got to get going.
a long way to go.
They cannot try and send Fields out for a field goal. That's got to be an extra or a touchdown and an extra point. 1:30 to go. They're still taking their time. They got to hurry up here. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Canick, play action, rolling to his right. Going to throw it across his body, and nobody there. Maroney might have ran the wrong route. It's incomplete. And now it's a big 4th down coming up.
4th down and about 5, I think. This is for the game right here.
At the 17 or 18, they got to get to the 23-yard line. It's about a 4th down and 5. They're 1 for 1 on 4th down so far tonight. 2 receivers right, 1 to left. This is the ball game. 1:17 to go. Canick rolling to his right, looking, throwing. He's got Kiefer on a sliding catch. He's got it. He's got the 1st down, but they got to hurry. There's 1:11. The clock does stop till the chains get set. Up to the 24. It's a gain of 6.
Great roll out there, and a great play to know. Great field knowledge from Kiefer there to know where the 1st down stick is to pick up the 1st down.
Yep. Kiefer now with 2 receptions on the game. 3 receivers left out of the right. Canick. They're going to run a play action again. wanting to throw it, looking to the left. He's got a man open. It's caught by Gruen, and he's out of bounds at the 47. That's a big throw and catch from Kanick to Gruen.
First year on varsity for Kyrese Gruen, and he has had a great year so far. Very patient runner and great hands.
That's a gain of 23 on the pass play. And here come the Indians. With that going out of bounds, they can now regroup a little bit, get their breath. Ball at the 47 left hash. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. It's going to be another play action. Kanick going to the right, has to get rid of it. Still rolling out. Looking, throwing on the run for a target, and it's incomplete. Oh, nearly intercepted by Caleb Weezy.
Huge collision there.
Huge, yep, by Bryce Salmons and Jordan Dale ran into each other, and on the ground, hurt.
I think it's number 4, Ryan Hyman.
Second down, Indians.
I think that is Ryan Hyman down right now.
So we will take a quick little break as they check in on the cornerback, Ryan Hyman. A dangerous throw by Kanick. 27-21. Garden City leads Hayes High. 45 seconds to go in the ball game. You're listening to Hayes High football on Tri Broadcasting. Welcome back to Hayes High football here. Ball at the 47 right hash. Garden leading by 6. Hayes High with no timeouts. Garden with 2. 45 seconds to go. As Jordan Dale was shaken up on that play. He is back though. So is Salmons. He got flipped. Kanick gonna have to be a little careful on where he throws the ball here though. Kanick looking, rolling, has to get rid of it, and he's gonna go down. It's gonna be a sack.
Called him down. Kanick looks shaken up.
Back
Clock is
to
still
the
running.
34-yard line.
Hayes High needs to go, and Kanick cannot get up right now. Kanick is down.
Kanick is hurt. This is going to be a 10-second runoff. If they have to use a timeout, they don't have any. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better game tonight, but man, Hayes High has just killed themselves more than the Buffaloes have won this game. If this game holds the way it is, 30 seconds left.
You can see the results of the wear and tear on Kanick tonight, playing defense and offense and special teams. And, I mean, he's been running a lot on offense because of just when he's throwing the ball, he's scrambling about every play. When he's got the design runs for him, obviously he's running. So these varsity starters have barely played a full game yet, so they're definitely winded and tired. 3rd and long now for the Indians.
So the ball is at the 34. 30 seconds to go. It is 3rd and very long. 22. So it'll be Jordan Dale at quarterback. He wants to throw long for Gruen, and it's overthrown. And now 15 seconds to go.
I feel like on a long 3rd down like that, you got to try to cut it in half, make it 4th and manageable.
Yep.
Now you're sitting with the 4th and very long, with the Garden City crowd getting riled.
15 seconds to go. As we did say, there was that 10-second runoff, so that's why there's 15 less seconds. 27-21, this is the ball game. 4th and 22, they're at the 34, 23. They got to get all the way to the 43 in Garden territory. Dale going to throw it here, looking long, looking for Kiefer and Perez. It's intercepted. Micah Perez dropped it. It was in the hands of Caleb Weezy, and Garden City is going to win it tonight. 27-21.
The Hayes High crowd just goes silent.
As fans start to head for the exit. Surprised there was no sideline warning. It's pretty much the whole Garden City team ran onto the field.
huge upset tonight for the Buffaloes.
And a big one for the WAC play. We'll see how this turns out. So we will wait till 2023 for the Indians to get their first win in Hayes over Garden City since 2009. Brian Hill came up with a game plan that worked to perfection tonight against the Hayes High Indians. Garden City wins it tonight 27-21 in a thriller here at Lewis Field, but obviously things did not go Hayes High's way late, and a tough loss for the Indians.
There's a lot of things that you can point to tonight. The penalties are huge, and that fourth down play by Caleb Wiese might have been the play of the game.
Definitely, we said it earlier. I mean, that was the play of the game. If it held out to be this way, the Buffalo's winning, and they do 27-21. But also, we'll talk more about the roughing the kicker penalty, get our thoughts on that one here in a little bit. We'll get some stats and more coming up from Lewis Field tonight. Once again, your final. Garden City beats Hayes tonight 27-21. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tri Broadcasting. Stay tuned for post-game coverage. Tough loss tonight for Hayes High as they fall to 3-1 on the season. Garden City goes to 3-1 on the year. Big win for them, obviously, as they celebrate. You know, it's the biggest win of their season. It might be their season. This was almost like their Super Bowl to come into Hayes and knock off, you know, one of the undefeated team and ranked in 5A team. Hayes High. Let's give you some stats tonight. Hayes High rushed for 153 yards and passed for 166, had 319 total yards of offense. Garden City rushed for 154, threw for 156, and had 310 yards of total offense. Pretty even game that way. Just was a few big plays that kind of ended this thing for what let Garden City win. Let's run through the Hayes High stats first. Rushing-wise, Roy Maroney, 18 carries for 49 yards and a touchdown run, 1-yard run back in the fourth quarter. Jaron Kanik had 20 carries for 97 yards and a rushing touchdown, a 15-yard rush back in the second quarter. And they were the only ones to run. Kyrie Skerwin had a rush for 7 yards too, but no Malik Ball in this one. He didn't have any carries, a few kick returns, but that was it. Jaron Kanik goes 6 of 10 throwing with 164 passing yards and a passing touchdown as he hit Bryce Salmons a 67-yard pass in the second quarter. Jordan Dale came in late, went 0 for 2 and threw an interception. Receiving-wise, Kyrie Skerwin had a reception for 23 yards. Carson Kiefer, 2 receptions for 34 yards. Jordan Dale, a reception for 37. Bryce Salmons had 2 receptions for 70 yards. Carson Kiefer did not punt today. Jack Fields went 3 for 3 on extra points. As we'll get you the Garden stats here in a minute. Caleb Weezy, rushing-wise, 5 attempts, 14 yards. Emmanuel Sherite had 4 attempts for 28 yards. Cullen Kleistruber was the player of the game for Garden. If you had to list one, 26 carries for 100 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, a 7-yard rush and a 1-yard rush, one in the first and one in the fourth. Throwing the ball, Caleb Weezy went 2 of 4 for 122 yards, probably the play of the game. The one in the fourth quarter to hit Caleb Metzen for 26, and then Emmanuel Sherite had a passing touchdown, a trick play for 34 yards. Receiving-wise, Caleb Metzen, 1 reception for 26. Cooper Ramsey, a reception for 34. And Jerry Arteaga, 1 reception for 96 yards. And the Buffaloes win it tonight 27 to 21. In a barn burner, really. It was a great game, but Garden City was just able to hold up late and win. What are your thoughts on the game, Blake?
I mean, you knew tonight was going to be a tough matchup for the Indians, their first true test of the year. I mean, I think everyone thought Garden City was going to go heavy on the run, which they did, but no one could have saw this passing attack from the Buffaloes tonight.
Well, I mean, quite simply, the passing game won in the game tonight. It was just they did it when they needed it most, and Caleb Weezy making the play of the game, throwing it down to Metzen late, and obviously they had a 96-yard pass too, and then a 34-yard touchdown pass. So out of their 4 touchdowns, 2 of them were passing touchdowns. We said it in the pregame. Hayes High had to be creative on offense. They needed to pass the ball well. They needed to be physical up front, and we didn't really see any of that. I mean, we really didn't.
Hayes High had to own the line of scrimmage tonight, and they got pretty much dominated. How many penalties did they have tonight?
They had 5 offensive and 3 defensive, so 8.
I mean, not a good amount of penalties, but it wasn't really the penalties themselves. It was how costly they were, what times they came at. Obviously, you can point to the field goal kick. You can point to the gains that we were having and then just called back. Touchdown called back. Just silly mistakes from the Indians tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that, you don't force a few penalties, you win that game 28-21, whatever, and you're feeling good at 4-0 right now. Instead, you fall to 3-1, and who knows about the rankings. Well, no, they were tied for first with May South, who the Indians will see in week 7 it is. So, I mean, that's going to be a tough game too. Next week will be, a breeze. Obviously, Abilene, they're not anything great, but then you go and play Dodge on the road. If they play like this against Dodge, it could be a tight game too.
Well, I was surprised tonight. I saw Hayes High get run down tonight. I saw them. They looked tired. They hadn't played a full game this whole year, and they just looked beat down, and Garden just physically wore them down, and that's what won them the game towards the end. Hayes High got sloppy, and that's how the game ended.
I thought that too. I mean, they haven't had to play a full game all year, and obviously part of that is just the tough scheduling. I mean, you can't control your schedule and how good teams in the WAC are, but I mean, they're just not playing in second halves. They look tired out there, and they really did. They were worn out. Jaron was running for his life. He got cramps a lot in this game, so he got taken out. We'll see, obviously, his health for next week as Jordan Dale finished the game at quarterback. Well, I guess you could say that it'll take another 2 years before Hayes High can get a win here at Lewis Field against Garden City. It's been 12 years, Brian Hill's first year, and he was able to get it this year, a win versus Garden City. Crow now moved to 1-3 against Garden City in his tenure at Hayes High, as the Indians moved to 3-8 in their last 10 versus Garden. But yeah, I mean, just a tough loss tonight, and this one will hurt for a little while, but they got to come back and be ready for next week. And the week after that, there's still a lot of football to be played, and still a lot to learn from this game. It's still the first test of the year.
I think Hayes High will just brush this game off their shoulder. It'll hurt for a little bit, but I think they'll learn from this and even come back stronger, not just to come out and dominate teams. Maybe experiment a little bit next week against Abilene, opening up the playbook, some stretches, some tosses, maybe some slants. Just open up the playbook a little bit, spice it up to take off all the work from Roy Maroney. Yes, tonight he struggled.
I mean, yeah, you can't when you're playing against D lines like this. I mean, this is a college D line the size of them. You know, maybe they're not the athletes of college, but they're the size of a college D line. You got to mix it up a little bit in that situation, but nonetheless, a tough loss tonight here at Lewis Field. That'll wrap it up tonight. Big thanks to Blake Buckles being the color guy. Obviously a great game. Thanks for listening tonight. Once again, Garden City beats the Indians 27-21. So thanks for listening. I'm Garrett Wellbrock.